Good morning, Jordan and Corey. Yeah, so excited to be out here. I know when we last checked in, it was still a little bit quiet, but it's getting a lot busier around here with volunteers and everyone warming up, getting ready to run. The first round of racers is going to be at 6:55 this morning, so we're inching just a little bit closer. But this morning, we have the honor of speaking to the founder of the BolderBoulder 10K, Steve Bosley. Steve, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, it's terrific. Thank you.
Of course. Okay, so you said this is actually the 43rd year. We, of course, had a couple pandemic years where we didn't have the race, but this is the second year back after the pandemic. You're going to have a record-breaking amount of runners. What has it been like for you to see this race grow?
Oh, you look back suddenly and say, wow, how'd that happen? And more and more and more. And suddenly to see where we are today. But it's a community that got involved. Everybody committed, and thousands of volunteers, and the support, and the sponsors, and the neighborhoods. It's a community enterprise.
Absolutely. You talk about the volunteers. How many do we have out here around us and this year for the race?
Well, there'll be a couple thousand on all the places today, this year. The starting line's going to have several hundred just because handling 40,000 people and moving them. There's 81 waves. And so moving them into place, managing, organizing, getting them in the position. So
a lot of people that make this day possible, Steve. And of course, you started this race over 40 years ago because you were a runner yourself. Can you give me a little bit of the backstory about why you wanted to create this?
Oh, you bet. My kids, I have 5 kids, were in junior track, and I was going to junior track meets. And I was upset over the little league attitude of them. And I went to Frank Shorter and said, hey, I want to put on a track meet for kids.
Okay.
You got advice? And he said, yes. And we worked for a little while. He said, why don't you put on a road race? And I said, what's a road race? And we found out and didn't know what we didn't do, but we just jumped into it. And the first year we had 2,400 finishers.
And now look at it. Oh my goodness, so incredible. Steve, thank you so much for joining me this morning, and thank you for all the incredible work with putting together this fantastic race.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. So yeah, like Jordan and Corey mentioned a little bit earlier, we're at 30th and Walnut, where things start off with this closure. I believe we have a map to kind of show you the course if you're going to be driving around Boulder, and maybe you're not going to be out here cheering on the teams, or rather all the runners, which you should be. Just something to be aware of. Things, again, kicking off here, 30th and Walnut, Valmont Road over to Folsom Street, Hawthorne Avenue, Cedar Avenue, Spruce Street, Pearl Street, and then ending at Folsom Street into Folsom Field. Again, they're expecting over 40,000 runners this year. It's getting busier. I'm seeing a lot of people with their bib numbers warming up. Again, the first round of racers, the wheelchair started at 6:50, 6:55 with the first round, and they said over 80 waves of runners, which is just wild. We're going to be out here all morning long with all the action. I'll send things back to you, Jordan and Corey.